This triple laser 4K projector promises the cinema experience without the blackout room. But can it really take on the home cinema giants? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil Hinton, and today we're looking at the Valerion visionmaster Pro 2. This is a bright, feature-packed unit, but the big question is this a true all-rounder for your home? But before we get into the review, thanks to everybody who's subscribed to the channel, old and new. And if you haven't quite yet hit that subscribe button, and there's plenty of you out there who do watch our content and don't subscribe, then can I just ask you to please do so, as you don't want to miss out on our next in-depth review, and of course it really does help to build our channel. We're aiming for 200,000 this year, and we really hope that you can support us in that goal. You can also read the full in-depth review on AVForums, where we go into a lot more detail than we can cover in this video. We also publish our reviews first on the website, with our videos appearing a short time later. AVForums is one of the largest AV and hi-fi communities out there, so why not head over and check out what like-minded tech enthusiasts are saying about this TV, projector and more at avforums.com. Now, let's dive into the tech. This is a lifestyle long throw projector, and it uses Texas Instruments 0.47-inch DLP DMD chipset. It uses a technology which is called XPR Shift, and that creates a detailed full 4K image on screen. Crucially, the light source here is an RGB triple laser, which is fantastic for colour and brightness, and it claims to reach 110% coverage of the massive BT 2020 colour gamut and about 3000 ISO lumens, and of course we'll check those figures out a little bit later. It sits one below the flagship Max model, and it retails in the UK for around £2,199 at the time of this review. It features a high-quality motorised lens system with a 1.7 times optical zoom and advanced autofocus, which is great for quick setups. The inclusion of dynamic metadata like Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus is also very important, and it really helps the projector tone map content to its limitations, giving you the best possible perceived high dynamic range image. For purists, you have ISF certification, IMAX Enhanced and Filmmaker mode, all aiming for excellent colour accuracy. The Pro 2 really is a good looking compact cube with a solid build quality and a great design, making it super easy to move around for different uses, from movies in the living room to gaming in the bedroom. Around the back, under a neat flap, you will find the connections. Here you have DC power, optical digital out, USB ports, and most importantly you have two full bandwidth HDMI 2.1 48GB per second inputs, with a third HDMI 2.0 with EARC support. You also get Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2. The supplied remote control is a surprise at the price point. It's sleek, metallic and is backlit, making it feel premium and intuitive to use. I've been measuring, calibrating, testing, reviewing for the last 2 decades, and I'm trained and certified by the ISF THX and PVA calibration bodies, so you can trust these numbers. Plus, if you want a deep dive, you can also read my full review at AVForums, where we go into a lot more detail and you can really examine these graphs in detail. Our testing rig consists of a Meridio 7 generator, portrait displays, Calman Ultimate software, a Klein K10 meter which is profiled to a Jetty 1511 high-res spectral. These are high-quality measuring and calibration devices that cost many thousands and are very accurate. Out of the box, the Filmmaker mode adheres to the industry standards and is the most accurate preset here. Our measurements showed that the Pro 2 is good, but there is a slight excess of red in the grayscale tracking, which does push the delta E errors above the visible threshold of 3 from around 60% stimulus. This creates a faint red tint which is noticeable to the trained eye, but is much more accurate than any of the other picture modes on this projector, and it should go unnoticed by most viewers. The Pro 2 also has a full suite of calibration controls, including multi-point white balance and a colour management system, a CMS. I was able to use these to dial in the grayscale and the gamma perfectly, getting delta E errors well under the visible threshold of 3, which means you won't see any errors at all. But here's the critical takeaway here. After making all of these adjustments and then watching some content, it immediately revealed to me that there are issues with artifacts and posterization, and these problems disappeared when I removed the settings that I had applied to the CMS and the grayscale controls. And this confirms that adding in adjustments other than a bare minimum 2-point correction, it causes processing artifacts due to the lack of power in the image processor. So my advice here would be just to use a simple 2-point correction to quickly remove the excessive red and get the grayscale under 3, and then just leave it alone, because the out-of-the-box results are thankfully good enough to give you a fairly accurate image. For HDR, the filmmaker mode is again the most accurate out-of-the-box preset. The PQ EOTF tracks the ST2084 standard as it should be before it rolls off at the projector's peak brightness capabilities. It clips highlights at around 310 nits, which is typical for a projector at this price point, but it does manage to maintain a good depth in the lower brightness areas, which really add to the image impact. Colour performance is outstanding thanks to that triple laser light source, and that source was confirmed with a quick spectral measurement from our Jetty showing distinct RGB narrow wavelengths. We measured DCI-P3 at 98% when fed a DCI-P3 signal, and the wider BT2020 signal measured in at 95%. These are very good results. Unlike the JVC and Sony models that we've tested recently, which need completely blacked out room to extract every ounce of their dynamic range and contrast, this little lifestyle DLP projector is designed for mixed use scenarios. Those greyish blacks that stand out in total darkness are no longer an issue when you use the projector in a normal room with a light coloured wall and some ambient light, or it's a white room and you just pull the curtains. Add in an ambient light rejection screen and you've got an excellent little setup here. With everyday HDR content you get impressive image quality, excellent sharpness and natural lifelike colours. During dark scenes, blacks are certainly not as deep as the high-end models, and some viewers might see some colour striping or what we call rainbow effect. But Valerion released a firmware update of their anti-RGB feature, which is now available on this projector, and as someone like myself who is really susceptible to seeing rainbow effect, after this update it almost disappeared completely, which is really impressive. Contrast measured in a strong 25,671 to 1, with the EBL, that's the enhancer black level laser dimming, set to high dynamic, and brightness was 2400 lumens in the accurate settings. Contrast is 4,529 to 1 when you switch EBL off. With Dolby Vision and HDR10 content, the Valerion visionmaster Pro 2 offers some bright and very colourful images. As I always point out to manage expectations, the HDR on offer from a projector like this Pro 2 will never get close to what you can get from a direct view OLED or mini LED TV, which is capable of producing much brighter and much more dynamic range. The trick to playing back HDR content on a projector is to give it a perceived HDR-like image by using tone mapping to fit the content to the projector's actual capabilities as best as possible. This means that specular highlight details will be clipped out. You won't get any detail in the brighter area because that then favours depth in the lower brightness areas of the image to give it more depth. The dynamic tone mapping does offer a balanced HDR10 image where details in brighter areas of the image, such as clouds, can be visible, but this is at the cost of some of the dynamic range and some of that pop to the image. It's a trade-off, but the Pro 2 can play back HDR content with impressive scale and colour. And overall, for a lifestyle projector, the Pro 2 performs extremely well, providing a really surprising, bright and natural looking image that can cope with movies, TV, sports and gaming in room conditions that would be a complete disaster to a traditional home cinema projector from JVC or Sony. The Valerion visionmaster Pro 2 is an excellent lifestyle projector that offers the kind of performance that creates superb immersive viewing with very good image quality and some accuracy. It might lack the total inky black performance of the JVC and Sony models, but it's more than capable of image quality that can withstand ambient light and in a room with light coloured walls and ceilings. It also has full HDR format support. It'll do Dolby Vision, HDR10+, IMAX Enhanced, and the dynamic tone mapping is also very good. We even have filmmaker mode, and there's active 3D as well. The only real letdown here is that my testing showed that the calibration controls actually introduce artifacts and posterization because the image processor just runs out of bit depth. So my best advice is to stick with the excellent out-of-the-box filmmaker mode for maximum accuracy. For screen sizes between 80 and 120 inches, you can get some really impactful and bright cinematic experiences that add some serious immersion to proceedings. It will go larger than that, but you then start to impact on the image brightness. Plus, gaming is very decent with an input lag of 11.9 milliseconds in 1080p 120Hz and about 28 milliseconds with 4K 60. Add to this a comprehensive Google TV system with excellent app playback, 2 HDMI 2.1 inputs, and very good image accuracy out of the box in filmmaker mode and IMAX picture presets, and you've got a lot of projector for the money. It's not perfect and nobody should expect it to be for the price point and the technology being used, but it does offer excellent build quality and portability, opening it up to many use cases indeed. It's not for image purists who want the kind of image in a completely blacked out room that the Sony and JVC models are capable of, but it is for everybody else looking for a projector that can give them an excellent image in a normal living room. If this sounds like you, then I do highly recommend getting yourself a demo and seeing what the Valerion visionmaster Pro 2 is capable of. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is it something that you're interested in? Are you team lifestyle projector or are you team dedicated home cinema or home theatre? If you found the review useful and helpful, then please do like and subscribe to the AVForums channel for more of our expert reviews in the weeks ahead. And don't just watch us, come and join us. Click the link below in the description to dive into our massive AV community at AVForums. We've got hundreds of thousands of members discussing everything from this projector to your next sound system to gaming to all sorts, home security, you name it. They're talking about it on AVForums. So head over to avforums.com right now and join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.